Hello everyone. I, Dr. Rubal Barar, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Cultural Studies and Foreign Languages at GSS DGS Khalsa College Patiala, Punjab, India, will be today introducing you to the Victorian author Lewis Carroll. Lewis Carroll was an English novelist, logician, mathematician and photographer. He is reckoned as an important figure in the Victorian children's literature. He was born on January 27, 1832 and died on January 14, 1898. Lewis Carroll is the pen name of Reverend Charles Lutwidge Dodson. He was born in the small parish of Daresbury, Cheshire, England. He was the son of Charles Dodson, an archdeacon, and Frances Jane Lutwidge. He was the third of 11 children and was the eldest son in a family of 7 girls and 4 boys. The Dodson children lived in an isolated country village. They had few acquaintances and fewer friends outside the family. In spite of the loneliness, they were never short of amusing activities. Charles, from his early childhood, had a great ability for inventing interesting games, performing marionette shows, magic tricks, and writing spectacular pieces of poetry for family entertainment. In 1846, at the age of 14, Charles was sent to Rugby School. When he left the school in December 1849, he had satisfied the academic hopes his family had for him. In May 1850, he matriculated at Christ Church, University of Oxford. He was successful in his study of mathematics and writing and remained at the college after graduation to teach, and thus embarked upon an association that lasted until his death. He had gone into residence at University of Oxford as an undergraduate in 1851. He excelled in his mathematical and classical studies in 1852. On the strength of his performance in examinations, he was nominated to a studentship, that is, a scholarship. In 1854, he completed the Bachelor of Arts degree. He was made a Master of the House and a Senior Student, that is, a Fellow, the following year, and was appointed Lecturer in Mathematics in 1855. He resigned from this post in 1881. He held his studentship until the end of his life. Though Charles never married, he was very fond of children. His association with children grew naturally enough out of his position as an eldest son with 8 younger brothers and sisters. He had a stammer, which he referred to as his, to quote, hesitation, unquote. He was a shy person and could never wholly overcome his stutter. His acquaintances were of the view that he was able to speak more naturally and easily to children. Though his stammer varied in intensity by circumstance, and his contemporaries noted that it manifested itself with both adults and children. These factors may have contributed to Charles beginning to entertain the children of Henry George Liddell, the dean of his college. Alice Liddell, daughter of Henry George Liddell, is thought to be the original Alice of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass and What Alice Found There, though Charles always denied it. Alice and her sisters, Lorena and Edith, were not, of course, the first of Charles' child friends. They had been preceded or were overlapped by the children of the writer George MacDonald, the sons of the poet Alfred Lord Tennyson, and various other chance acquaintances. But the Liddell children undoubtedly held an especially high place in his affections, partly because they were the only children in Christ Church, since only the heads of houses were free both to marry and to continue in residence. The writing style of Carroll was unique, as it was tinged with expressive critical ability, use of wordplay, revealing possibilities offered by fancy and fantasy, which were finely counterbalanced by the sophisticated nuances of logic and mathematics. His rare and diversified literary gifts and power of communication left an indelible mark upon the imaginations of children and adults both during his generation and in generations to come. Carroll's style of writing and works are said to have strengthened the genre of literary nonsense or nonsense literature, which is a broad categorization of literature that balances elements that make sense with some that do not, with the effect of subverting language conventions or logical reasoning. Even though the most well-known form of literary nonsense is nonsense verse, the genre is present in many forms of literature. The effect of nonsense is often caused by an excess of meaning rather than a lack of it. Its humor is derived from its nonsensical nature rather than wit or the joke of a punchline. Carroll continued this trend, making literary nonsense a worldwide phenomenon with Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. Carroll's poem Jabberwocky, which appears in the latter book, is often considered quintessential nonsense literature. Looking at his major works, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, published in 1865, was an audacious and thoroughly imaginative fairy tale without fairies. It makes bold references to the practices and politics of the day and mentions specific friends and acquaintances of the author. The basic plot involves Alice's desire to enter a wonderful garden that she sees after having wandered into a magic hall. Alice eventually attains her goal and enters the garden. During the course of her travels through Wonderland, she meets a strange combination of people and anthropomorphic animals. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland remains not only Carroll's personal tour de force, but also the most influential classic in Victorian children's literature. Despite the fact that many critics claim that the sequel, Through the Looking Glass and What Alice Found There, published in 1871, is a more inventive and imaginative work. In this book, Through a Mirror, Alice enters a looking glass world on the other side, which is laid out in chessboard fashion, and Alice's adventures comprise many moves upon this giant chessboard. While some readers might interpret the story as an argument that all humans are pawns in the gigantic game of life, a stance that violates Carroll's Christian ethic, Alice has an opportunity to live out the experience literally in a relatively short period of time, as she makes her way toward the 8th square, where she hopes to become the crowned queen. Between the writing of the two Alice books, Carroll was also busy writing mathematical works, including The Dynamics of a Particle, published in 1865, The New Method of Evaluation, published in again 1865, and An Elementary Treatise on Determinants, published in 1867. During this time, he also took a memorable tour of the continent, including parts of Russia. His impressions were later recorded in Journal of a Tour of Russia 1867, published as the Russian Journal, and other selections from the works of Lewis Carroll in the year 1935. Aside from the Alice books, however, Carroll's most memorable work during this period was a collection of comic and serious poetry under the title Phantasmagoria and Other Poems, published in 1869, which featured the long and amusing poem of the same title. In this 7-canto poem, in which a ghost calls upon a middle-aged gentleman, Carroll exercises some of his finest abilities as a humorous poet. The ghost is in Carroll's study primarily to haunt, but ends up presenting a rationale for ghostly house selection and the manner in which these things are done in the spirit world. In April 1876, The Hunting of the Snark was published. It is in 8 parts, or fifths, as Carroll called them. The story involves the quest of a ship's crew of 9, captained by an obsessed bellman, who are in search of the creature called the Snark. Hunting the creature seems to be akin to hunting the fabled unicorn, as snark sighting seems to be an extremely rare event. But the creature they seek is dangerous as well as marvelous, since it is reported that some snarks are bujums, who have the ability to cause unlucky victims to vanish. Despite this knowledge, they decide to press on until the baker, who has wandered off on his own, at last sights a snark. Too late, he shouts his warning and then vanishes, leaving the reader to ponder over the solemn news that, to quote, "the snark was a bujum, you see," unquote. Besides the 2 Alice books, Carroll's most substantial works for the child audience were Sylvie and Bruno, published in 1889, and its sequel Sylvie and Bruno Concluded, published in 1893. Both books are long and complex in format and offer a difficult mix of fact and fancy within the context of a fairy tale. The books became part of an intricate interweaving of fancy with philosophical and theological musings. Early in January 1898, Carroll developed a case of influenza. He died on January 14, 1898. 2 weeks following his death, Dean Paget was to state aptly of Carroll during the course of a sermon, to quote, "the brilliant, venturesome imagination, defying forecast with ever fresh surprise, the sense of humor in its finest and most naive form, the power to touch with lightest hand the undercurrent of pathos in the midst of fun, the audacity of creative fancy and the delicacy of insight. These are rare gifts, and surely they were his. It is for these gifts and their resulting contributions that Lewis Carroll occupies a seminal place in the history of children's literature." By the time of Dodson's death, Alice, taking the 2 volumes as a single artistic triumph, had become the most popular children's book in England. By the time of his centenary in 1932, it was one of the most popular and perhaps the most famous in the world. In 1982, a memorial stone to Carroll was unveiled in Poets' Corner, Westminster Abbey. These are the references of this presentation, and I'm sure you're going to take them up when you further explore this topic. I hope this presentation will be helpful to you. Thank you.